my beautiful lovelies. Hello, it's Emmy. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be consuming a large amount of chocolate, Canadian chocolate to be specific. I received this gigantic package of sweets from Caryssa. Caryssa, thank you so much for sending this to me. Let me just show you what she included. It is jam-packed with chocolates. I'm gonna have to do this in two parts because there's just too much for me to taste in one video. So we're gonna do the KitKat version today. So these KitKats hail from Canada, so there are lots of flavors here that I've never seen before, and certainly packaging I've never seen before. This is cookie crumble, and it's also of course written in French. This is caramel crisp. 7 individually wrapped bars. I think these are gonna look more like the Japanese KitKats in terms of packaging. I've tasted many flavors of Japanese KitKats. Gosh, probably over 100 flavors at this point. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll direct you to the playlist and I'll put the link there and there as well. So these are Canadian on the other hand, and this is the Hazelnut Crunch. They all sound amazing. Next, we're gonna do this, which are pretty large. This is Espresso Biscuit Ganache. This is Caramel Burst and Sea Salt. How fancy these sound. Now check out this size. Have you seen KitKats this large before? I have never. This is incredible. This is 170 grams. This is probably 1, 2, 3, 4 times the size of the typical KitKat bar that you can buy at the convenience store here in the US. And this one looks amazing. Look at this tiger striping, the mint flavor. Yes, Caryssa, you've done well. She knows that I have a love for chocolate and mint. And she got the classic, which is in a slightly more foiled, shiny package. Orange, which is the same size, but in this landscape format. Oh, I missed this one. This is another 140 gram size. This is mint as well. This is mint cream and cookie smash. Yum. So we'll put that with the other stack. Tiramisu. Yes. I love chocolate and coffee together. That's going to be delicious with mascarpone cheese. This is cookies and cream. This is the flavor I do believe we have here in the US. And then we have dark chocolate noir. Yes, this one says it's new. So I have 13 different flavors of Canadian KitKats. Yay. So that's with KitKats. Let me show you the Aero Bars. So look for this video to come. I'm going to be tasting the Aero Bars. We have Aero Bars here in the US, but just the classic version. I have never seen these other ones. So this is Aero Truffle. This is Aero White Chocolate. Aero Truffle Vanilla Truffle. Aero Dark Cherry Truffle, Aero Milk Chocolate Truffle, oh my gosh, yes, Aero Dark Chocolate, Aero Dark Mint. Oh, I forgot, there's still one more KitKat at the very bottom, and this is green tea. This is the typical size that we have here in the US. So in the Aero tasting, I'll also be tasting this, and this is a caramel. And to finish things off, Caryssa sent me Ritter Sport bars. These are German chocolates. They are fantastic. I've done several Ritter Sport tastings. If you haven't seen those videos, again, I'll put the links down below. Caryssa, thank you again so much for sending these to me. It is amazing. This box is loaded with chocolate, which I adore. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, baseline, let's start with the classic. And this is 170 grams, and it is probably 3.5 times the size of a typical KitKat bar. Here we go. Oh my goodness, yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So sadly this one's a little bit broken already, but we'll still get the idea. Oh yes. 11 bars, and each bar you can snap in half. I have to break it on the lengthwise. Do you guys break it in half first? No. I always break it on the long ways. Oh, that was not that satisfying. It's not supposed to break in all different directions. Here's what the KitKat bar looks on the inside. It's kind of a light tan in color, as is the cream. Itadakimasu. I haven't had a KitKat bar in a while, and that's delicious. The chocolate coating is thicker than I remember it being. Yeah. Very nice. Nice substantial chocolate crunch on the outside, thin, crispy, light wafer in the middle, not overly sweet, good chocolate flavor, and yeah, delicious. I haven't had an original KitKat bar in a while, but from my recollection, this tastes very similar to the milk chocolate US version that we have here. Scrumptious. All right, original, delicious. Because I can't stand it, I have to have this one next. And this is a beautiful mint Kit Kat. I've never seen such swirly patterns. I hope that's what this bar looks like. Oh wait, it's brown. It better be green on the other side. It better be green on the other side. Yes, okay, it is green on the other side. Okay, not bad. Not as quite as much contrast and definition as it is on the cover. So minty, pepperminty, zingy, yeah. Okay, now that snapped with much more satisfaction. This seems to have a thicker chocolate snappy layer than in the Japanese version for sure. It snaps with much more concreteness. All right, I can't stand it. Here we go. Did you hear that? That was an excellent chocolate crunch. Did you hear that snap? That snap? Oh yeah. These, comparatively speaking, to the Japanese KitKats, have a much thicker chocolate base layer, which I like. So slightly higher proportion of chocolate to wafer in these KitKats. This one, of course, is mint, so it has a clear, very pronounced, cool peppermint flavor. It's all about the peppermint. Chocolate is definitely a second fiddle in this, and then you've got the nice little wafery crispness, which is wonderful little contrast to the melty chocolate. Fantastic. Love the amount of mint in that. Wouldn't change a thing. Just need a dollop of like vanilla ice cream. Delicious. Love that one. Merch. Do you want a piece of Winston? Check out the link down below to see how you can get yourself an official Winston t-shirt, only offering them for a limited time only, so act quickly. Let's try one of these ones that are in the baggies. This is the Hazelnut Crunch. Oh, look at that. Oh, they are not the same size as the Japanese bars. This looks like it's a full-size Kit Kat bar. The Japanese ones are about maybe 2/3 of the size, 3/4 of the size. So this is what the Kit Kat bars look like in the US. There's not a break in the middle. It's just one stick and you get 4 of them in one pack. Through the chocolate, you can see the Hazelnut Crunch. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this one. This one looks like it's a little bit darker than a milk chocolate. Maybe it's a combination of milk and dark. And there you can see the wafer inside. There you go. That is a signature ratio of chocolate to wafer that I remember with the Kit Kat bar, both for the US version and the Japanese version. There's a good side-by-side comparison. Can you see how this has a significantly heavier amount of chocolate on the base? This one is just more of a coating, and there seems to be more of an equal balance between the chocolate and the wafer crunch. While the mint version that I had before had much more chocolate, which I don't mind. But this is the classic ratio of chocolate to wafer Kit Kat right here. So the hazelnuts are chopped up in there, really great kind of crunchy texture and full of hazelnutty, nutty flavor. Delicious. It's like Nutella with more of a texture. So let's try this version next, and this is the 140 gram size as opposed to the 170 gram. So the bars are going to be narrower as well. And this is the caramel burst and sea salt. So immediately I noticed that this one has a perforation down the middle as well. So I think this is going to have more chocolate, similar to the first Kit Kat versions I tasted. Now that I think about it, in the UK they have something called Kit Kat Chunk or Chunky. This looks like it's a bit of a hybrid of the classic Kit Kat and that. This is definitely more grassel than this. Look at that. Snap it. Ooh, did you see that little caramel pull there? Nice. Okay, let's give that a taste. Here we go. So that has an interesting texture. When you bite into it, you have a very thin layer of chocolate, and then it just gives just some really gooey caramel up top, and then you go through the wafer, and then you've got a thick chocolate layer down below. It's a lot going on there. I think I could use a little bit more salt in there, because that's a very sweet candy bar. Next, let's try this size. This is a 35 gram bar, and this is green tea. We do have this flavor here in the US, although I don't see it too often, and you definitely find this in Japan. This one you see as much as you see the original. Love this flavor. Okay, so this too is the classic proportion of chocolate to wafer. Mmm. Mmm. That's delicious. This has a very, very good green tea flavor. I was wondering if it was gonna be a little bit watered down, and it's not at all. It has that signature grassy, green, lovely flavor of good green tea. Just ever so slightly bitter, but this is very heavily sweetened as well, so it's still very much a candy bar. But the wafer as well as the cream are green as well, so I believe the green tea flavor probably is in those layers as well. Let's try this, and this is KitKat Orange. I've had this in the chunky version. I have to say, not my favorite. I don't usually like fruit with my chocolate, but let's give this a taste anyhow. And this one is shiny and foily, like the classic. Oh, look at this! Yes! That's so great! Oh, I can already smell the orange. I get the plastic off. Are wrapped individually. So I love the foil. That's so old school. So we'll remove that paper. Oh, don't you love the sound of the foil? Ooh, the chocolate looks a little bit darker. Mmm. Mmm. I actually like that better than I expected because the chocolate is dark. So it has a slight bitterness. It actually goes really well with the orange. All right, KitKat. And in terms of proportion of chocolate to wafer, this is the classic version. Just a thin coating of chocolate on the outside and nice thick wafer in the middle. Let's try the cookie crumble version next. These two are individually wrapped, but rather than being in foil, it's in this little plastic pouch. And there we are. Nice dark chocolate, and you can see little bits of dark cookie in there as well. Oh, that snaps really, really crisply. And this one, you can really distinctly see that there's a chocolate layer between the wafers. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Mmm. So this one seems to have a thicker layer of chocolate on top, but has a really nice snap to it, just like when you snap a good dark chocolate bar. Very kind of brittle, crisp, distinct snap. This has that texture. Then you get little bits of kind of sandy cookie crumbles in there as well, which are nice. You don't taste them so much. I think mostly you taste the dark chocolate. I thought it was going to be very sweet and kind of cream-like in the middle, like an Oreo cookie, but it's not. The use of dark chocolate, I think, was a good choice in this one. This is a new flavor, and this is KitKat Tiramisu. So tiramisu is a cake that's made with ladyfingers, and it's soaked with espresso, and it's made with mascarpone cheese. Delicious. It's a nice like light blend of affogato and cheesecake, kind of like that. And it looks like it might be two-tone as well. Oh, cute. Look at this. Oh, I can smell the coffee already. It smells great. Ooh, so this is going to be the thick chocolate as well, as you can hear. So let's try it with the two-tone chocolate first. It smells like truck stop coffee. All right, here we go. Mm-hmm. This one is the kind of chunk version where there's a thick layer of chocolate down below. So more chocolate than wafer in this one. This is pretty heavily perfumed of coffee, and it reminds me a lot of those flavored creamers that you can add to your coffee, the hazelnut ones or the caramel or vanilla ones. It has a kind of extract flavor to it. Still delicious, but definitely tastes of an extract. Let's try the one that's covered all with milk chocolate and see if it tastes any different. Initially it doesn't. It still tastes of that kind of coffee creamer, but it does have more of a chocolatey, milk chocolatey flavor than the white one. This one is a new flavor, it says, but I'm kind of surprised because it's dark chocolate. You think that that one would be pretty common. Yes. That's a nice little contrast there. You can see the layers of chocolate in between the wafer and the very thick layer of chocolate down below. I think I might actually like this more than the mint. I can hardly believe I'm saying that, but this has a really nice bitterness to it. This is a bittersweet chocolate, although it's still very sweet. It has a nice bitterness to it, almost coffee-like, but doesn't taste like a artificial coffee flavor. It just tastes like dark sweetened chocolate with a light wafer crunch in the middle, and it is delicious. and simple. Love it. Four more to go. Let's try another bagged one, and this is Caramel Crisp. To improve the lives of cocoa farmers. I'd be interested to research what this cocoa plant is about. Let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, again, classic KitKat. And you can see little bits in there. And that's going to be presumably the crunch of the caramel. All right, look at that. Oh, I can see a little bit of the caramel right in there. I wonder if these are going to be like toffee bits, kind of like a Heath bar. Let's find out. You can definitely feel the little toffee bits. And it tastes of caramel, but again, kind of caramel extract. Not so much of that buttery heathiness that I was hoping for. I like the crunch of the crunchy caramel toffee bits in there, but I wish it tasted more like the toffee. It tastes a bit of like an extract as well, kind of flavored rather than actually being buttery and toffee-like. All right, 3 more to go. You can do it, Emmy. All right, Caryssa, thank you. Another minty one, and this is mint cream and cookie smash. These look nice and puffy. Oh yes. I can immediately smell the mint, and it smells fine, and the chocolate is dark. Yeah, that's beautiful. So it looks like there's a kind of a domed layer on top of the wafer there. Maybe that's the mint. It smells so good. Definitely dark chocolatey. It smells like Junior Mints, you know, that dark chocolate peppermint combination. Okay, here you go. That's fine. That is delicious. So you get that hard, snappy crunch of the dark chocolate on the outside, a little bit bitter, lots of minty flavor, but not overpoweringly minty. I think comparatively speaking to the first mint I had, that one was very, very minty, which I don't mind. But I like the subtlety of the mint and the dark chocolate combination in this a lot. There's a little bit of cookie texture in there as well, kind of a little bit of sandiness, not much of a crunch, but more of a sandy texture, which I like. It goes well with the wafer. This tastes more refined and considered than the first one. I like this one. I also like mint and chocolate. So I was drinking good. Let's try this one next. And this is KitKat Cookies and Cream. This is a milk chocolate bar. Oh, look. And it has the cookies and cream on top. Cute. And the wafer inside looks to be chocolate, and there's a little bit of dark chocolate cream in between. Ooh, I like all the different color contrast that's going on in there. I'm really surprised. They actually really captured the cookies and cream flavor. It tastes a lot like an Oreo in terms of that creamy, chocolatey, very familiar sweetness, but in a candy bar. Okay, it tastes like kind of dairy and milky as well. So if you like Oreo cookies and KitKat bars, then this might be the one for you. A little bit too sweet for me, but I liked how successful they were in terms of getting all these separate layers. This is the Espresso, Biscuit, and Ganache. This one's gonna be a beefy one too. That has a lovely coffee smell as well, but a little bit different than the tiramisu. Yeah, that's what it looks in profile. So you can see the distinct layers of the wafer and the cream layer, and then it's again domed, and it's filled with some kind of filling in there. That's probably the espresso. Excuse me. At least I didn't open my mouth on that one. All right, here we go. Initially, that is actually very similar to the tiramisu. It has that kind of freeze-dried coffee flavor to it, but then it finishes better, I think, because you have that dark chocolate that melts in your mouth. So you get some of that bitterness that's echoed in the coffee and in the dark chocolate. So yes, I like this version better than tiramisu. Alrighty, so my gut is officially busted. Caryssa, thank you so much for sending me all of these KitKats. I did not know that Canada had so many different flavors of Kit Kats. So thanks for sharing that with me. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me taste or try. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media so you know what videos are coming up next and what giveaways I'm hosting. And I shall see you in my next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Oh, be sure to check out the chicken bee videos on my other channel. Okay, see ya, bye!